And this one hurt for Sora, but it was excellent for me. And everybody else that thinks their logo is elite, because it is. I'm starting not to like those helmets as much. I like how everybody went with a matte paint and they went with shiny paint and then three-toned it. And I understand it's the Texas flag, but I think it's a little bit too much. Because when I look at the right side, it's just the blue. I'm like, why didn't they just do the blue all over, or do a white helmet? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I like the silver helmets that they had before. Those are cool too. But Roughnecks beat the Renegades 23-14. Brandon Silvers balled out 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drew Plitt, I mean, I know you want to bench him, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 interception too, but I mean, that stat line is overshadowed by the fact that he's not really that great of a quarterback either. No, just has some athletic pieces on his team. Sora, go ahead and get into it, man. What you like?
Defense. I liked defense. Yes, they gave up 23, but I mean, when your offense can't do anything, I'm sorry, you're the whole focal point. Special teams. Mainly a wide receiver, Luge, and I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, but Luwan Winningham, number 11. I like that guy. Manny, I don't know if you added him, but I'm sorry.
He was a candidate.
He's him. He's a wide receiver, and he got 2 fumbles on special teams and a touchdown in the game. So, I mean, that was just awesome to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times do you see a wide receiver get a fumble and then get a touchdown immediately, then get another fumble? I mean, and that was the only time that our team was in this game, was when Drew Plitt basically got handed the red zone on a silver platter. If he had to do any of the work, it was over for him. If Canelo wasn't available, our tight end, it was over for him. Yep. And I don't know. I don't know what it is with Drew Plitt, and they were even talking about before they got the first touchdown. It was 11-0, like 9 minutes left in the first quarter. So 6 minutes already ran off the clock, and already we're down 11-0. Drew Plitt's already thrown an interception. We already let up a gigantic kick return, and they're talking about benching him, sending Kyle Slaughter. That's what you got to do. Because with how good your special team showed me with those 2 fumbles, minus that one play, scratch that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they recovered with the 2 fumbles. Your defense still able to recover. I mean, yes, granted, they had 2 dropped interceptions. But when your offense literally can't do anything, when your quarterback is overthrowing like 5 yards to the left of a receiver who's wide open and standing still, you can't win games like that. If the Renegades have any ounce of offense, if Kyle Slaughter, because I'm pretty sure like he's was in the XFL in 2020, and he was also in the USFL, and I'm pretty sure he did well in the USFL. He was one of the top quarterbacks. If he can literally just recreate any of that, Arlington Renegades are gonna be the team to beat. But if you don't have a quarterback, your defense can only help. Your defense and your special teams can only help you so much. I mean, how many people really sit down, look at their teams, and go, huh, my special teams is better than my offense?
That's terrible.
Drew Plitt his ass.
I know. And I know you're upset. And I'm going to give you some good things about my team.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
Brandon Silvers, thank you, sir. I wish you're a little bit more consistent, but I can see the direction that we're trying to go. Cole McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. All right.
There was
7
some
carries.
questionable reads, though, that I saw with him, with the read option.
He's a big dude, yo. I don't know what happened between college and now, but my man been in the gym.
Steroids.
That ain't steroids. Stop it.
Hey, XFL. Hey, Dwayne, send a drug test. Send a drug test.
I'm gonna need Cole to get the blonde dreadlocks back though. But Cole McDonald, I'm gonna need I want to see more out of him in the passing game. I want to see what he's about. I mean, Brandon Silvers at any given time has had a questionable pass that probably should have been intercepted. Have we seen it a couple times? That I was like, ooh, that was a BJTK kind of pass right there. He was looking like BJ out there a little bit. But Cole McDonald, I mean, he had one pass in this game that, of course, he was 0 for 1. 7 carries, 39 yards. That's obviously a strength. And he's a tough runner. Put him at running back and see what he does. It is what it is. But it seems like him and Brandon Silvers have a really good relationship, which is very good for your team. They understand that they have a specific role in that team. And I think Wade has probably made that very, very clear. Again, this is where experienced coaches do experienced things. And he's probably let them know, this is what we do. This is your role. Are you good with it? Or if you're not, you could go and find yourself somewhere else. And Brandon Silvers and Cole McDonald are it seems like they understand that. Ben Putman has had a pretty good game. Max Borghi, I don't know what it is about him. Every once in a while he has a really good run and then he just gets stuffed the rest of the game, but he had a touchdown. Don't he look like the Walmart version of Christian McCaffrey, or is it just me?
I said he's the Rex Burkhead of the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looked like Rex Burkhead's stature, but Christian McCaffrey's face. It freaked me out. I thought he was playing for the Houston Roughnecks. Special teams is okay, but really I think the true star of not only the Renegades but the Roughnecks and what a lot of people are going to have to deal with outside of the defenders is we are a complete team from offense to defense, even more so our defense. Our defense has put up another game of 5+ sacks, man. Absolutely insane. Getting turnovers. Sean Davis had an interception. Special teams was pretty good. William Likely was really good on punt returns. They switched it up with Dijon Lee as well. Dijon Lee had 2 kick returns for 48 yards. I like it, man. Total yards difference, that's where, when it really came down to it, that's where we won. We had about half the yards that are plus 50% of the yards that the Renegades had. They had 125 total yards. We had 142. So when it came to total yardage and going down the field, that's really where the game got turned for me. But hey, I think the Arlington versus Houston rivalry is going to be pretty fun to watch. Mm-hmm. After last game, the Brahmas, I know we were saying that this is the Battle of Texas, but I want to see what we're like against the Brahmas. I want to see what we're like against DC's defense. Those are pretty much the only 2 teams that I'm really scared of going against right now. I don't think the Battlehawks stand a chance of coming back in a 2-minute war. That's not going to happen against us. Wade Phillips is way too smart of a coach to allow that to happen. Even with Arlington, I think, we mentioned that with, the defenders, Arlington and the Roughnecks. The defenders, if Greg Williams doesn't drop a perfect game plan and the game plan is not to stop them in 2 minutes, that's where they're going to fall short with Reggie Burley being an inexperienced coach. But Bob Stoops and Wade Phillips that junk is not going to work against them. I highly doubt that you're going to see some late game heroics going against them. And as time goes on, those things are not going to work anyways. I mean, you've had several games of this not working, but shout out to Houston, man. You guys have been very, very fun to watch. And there's a reason why on the betting lines that people had them as the championship favorites, especially with Wade Phillips as their coach. He's really showing it.
It didn't hit. This game didn't hit the over, did it?
I think all the games hit the under this week except for one.
Probably the Brahmas.
I think the Brahmas game.
I think the Brahmas hit the over on their own.
I believe so. Yep. But I don't think the spread. I think that's where it was very lopsided too. But anyways, we'll start at the top. Dom, give us your thoughts on this game, man. Houston is the real deal.
Yeah, Houston's a really solid team. Didn't impress me too much with the running game this week. I mean, that's where they had majority of their offense, 28 rushes as opposed to 14 receptions in the passing game. But those 28 rushes were only for 77 yards, 2.8 a carry. So the receiving game carried them. So, I mean, the offense didn't really sputter that much because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the defense, I mean, they've just been on both weeks. So most complete team that we're watching right now.
Yeah, I gotta
they're
agree with
really
that.
going after these quarterbacks and sacking them and the turnovers, and you can't argue with that so far.
This reminds me, not to be a homer here for some of you Eagles fans, but this reminds me of the Eagles defense, bro. I mean, every single point in time, they're just closing in on the quarterback, and that just caused havoc every single point of the game. And Arlington is not a good offensive team at this point. I mean, it just is what it is. They are a defensive team, which is kind of weird for Bob Stoops because he's always had a fairly good quarterback that he could turn around.
Hey,
But-
Carson, listen. I know you and I have had our differences over a couple of years, but you want to win a championship at least once in your life? Come on, Arlington.
Fisher, what you think, man?
He did win a championship, though.
Shut up, Manny.
Man, the Renegades defense it could be the best in the league. Drew Plitt, he is. He just can't settle himself in the pocket. He looks antsy. Especially when he got pressured by that Houston defense. He just didn't really know what to do or where to go. He couldn't make decisions. Houston, I don't know if anybody in this league can beat Houston right now at all. They're just fast. They're all across the field. They remind me of TCU from this last year. They fly around the field really, really fast. I don't know if anybody can beat them. But yeah, I mean, it was a great game. Like I said, like Don said about the run game, the Renegades kind of stopped that a little bit more this week, and that's kind of assumed for me. But I think it'll probably pick back up. Like I said, I think they might have one of the best defenses in the league, or if not the best. But Houston, all around the best team for sure, easily.
Mm-hmm. Vic?
Yeah, I got to give it to Houston, man. They are the best team on all three phases. They're looking scary. That defense, I told you from the gate, Wade Phillips, enough said. He's going to get that defense prepared. And listen, they're out there eating. The offense is playing well. Run game, again, they had some hiccups, but, they performed admirably. When you look at the Renegades, it caught up to them in week 2, not having that offense. You can have a great defense. Your defense can score. But if your offense can't get anything going, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. You're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Renegades, man, I think it's caught up with them. Hopefully they can get something going, because if not, this isn't going to be the first loss for them. It's going to be one of many throughout the season. Their defense won't be able to hold up the whole year.
And Manny.
Yeah. I felt like going into this game, it was a battle of two best teams in the XFL so far. The Renegades, Plitt, he's like Source said, he's not really that good. I get it. He had 2 passing touchdowns, but he had a pick. He had, 15 for 29. He was not good. Just off like
He also had a fumble.
And he also had a fumble. Yeah, he was not good off the eye test. And the Roughnecks, like Fishing said, they're a fast football team, and there's not a lot of teams in the XFL that could beat them. Obviously, with the Sea Dragons, we're not going to beat them because we make a lot of mistakes. And with the Roughnecks, they capitalize on mistakes. And I feel like all around they're a good football team. They don't, have I wouldn't say elite passer with Brandon Silvers. He just gets the job done because he's in a, really good offense with, really good players around him. So he really doesn't have to do too much when, his team is up by a couple leads and whatnot. But, Cole McDonald had a couple rushes for the Roughnecks.
No, Cole McDonald had a farm.
Cole McDonald had a farm. But yeah, just dominant, like defensive performance. You had 5 sacks defensively wise. You had an interception, a forced fumble, and a forced fumble recovery. Yeah, just hogs on that defense. They play better defensive football, to be honest with you, than the Renegades. And Renegades, I still feel like they're the best defense, but they play better defensive football than the Renegades.
Oh, I just realized. Sorry to interrupt. I just realized I had the rain thing on me. I looked down. I was like, "What is that on my screen?"
Yeah. So let's say a prayer for Sora.
Man,
Just hold on, bro. It's okay.
Can I get Kyle Slaughter as a late birthday gift? Can I get that as my starting quarterback? Oh. Hey, Vic, I think I'll take that bottle of bourbon you were talking about yesterday.
I'll give it to you. I will give it to you.
This is about to just be a YouTube
I'm
short.
sorry, man.
Just
The
slowly
Renegades have
zooming on
been
my face.
The Renegades have been so disappointing. I apologize. So,
The offense defense has been fun to watch, but the offense has been very disappointing. I will give you that.
So
Nice victory though for the Roughnecks.
every week I might give my disappointing team of the week, and it's gonna have to go to the Renegades because I thought they were gonna put up more of a fight. We're gonna call this segment
they
in my
It was a fight,
solitude.
though.
It was a fight,
It
though.
was a fight. I mean,
Yeah, it was back and forth.
I'm
Bro.
talking about offensively. It wasn't.
Oh,
No
yeah.
damn
Oh,
fight,
I thought you were
bro.
talking about in general. I was like, I
but
mean,
we
it was
knew
a
their
fight.
offense wasn't good, though. I felt like they.
That's
kept
what I
up.
mean.
Look at it this way, man. Houston gave up the first touchdown that the Renegades scored this season.
Yeah. If anything, that's a disappointment on y'all.
Yeah,
Not to show some bias, but I think the one team in the league that I'm not saying that they would win, but they would put up a fight would be the Brahmas. They're the other team that's been playing on all three.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Big Fred said all McManny had a farm.
Oh my god, make it stop. Please just make it stop.